folks, and welcome back to my reviews of the New Jedi Order. Today we're going to talk about the fourth hardback novel in the New Jedi Order series. It's written by Walter John Williams, and it's called Destiny's Way. Such a sad story that you can hear my little girls crying in the background. Now my daughters are weeping because they're worried the Vong's going to take over the galaxy. I haven't told them the ending yet. But let me tell you what's going on right now. First off, I should mention this because it's been around for a while. There's a new vehicle fighter that's been introduced in the New Jedi Order era. It's called the E-Wings. They're a slicker, slimmed down version of an X-Wing. They don't have the 4 wings, they just have 2 that shoot out, and they're really cool looking. I love the E-Wing. I love anything with a letter and the word wing after it. Honestly, A-Wings, B-Wings, X-Wings, Y-Wings. I was Z-95 Headhunters. I was really hoping for, and I think we have K-Bombers and another trilogy from the Bantam era, but I always like when they use a letter and then put a wing in front of it, or bomber or something. I just thought that was really cool. So I was a big fan of the E-Wings. We had V-Wings and Dark Empire too. So I don't know how these vehicles kind of all fit. In fact, a lot of times I don't remember K-Bombers ever being mentioned outside of the Black Fleet crisis, and V-Wings probably mentioned here and there, but not much. And E-Wings get mentioned every so often, but then later on there's a new vehicle they invent. I mean, isn't there someone to straighten out what vehicles are around and what aren't anymore? Now, that's just me being picky. But this is a big story here. Now, Jason and Vergere have escaped, right? Ganner bought them time to get off the planet, and Jason took Vergere, whatever his name is, with him, the avian alien. So, Vergere shares his origin story. You see, it turns out a long time ago, during the days of the Old Republic, he was once a Jedi Knight, and he went on a mission to the planet Zamona Sakat. Now, what he's doing is he's tying in another prequel novel from Del Rey that had come out earlier called Rogue Planet. At the time, I don't think there was an obvious connection. You kind of thought there was, because Anakin and Obi-Wan, if you recall, are going to investigate some missing Jedi. They hear about these far outsiders. I told you a long time ago in that review we would get to that later. And here it is, years later. Haha, ta-da, here we go. But that's where they make the connection to Rogue Planet. And it's really cool. This is something they already set up beforehand. Wasn't something that was a forced connection, something they already planned out. Rogue Planet was going to be a secret, hidden origin story that they were going to use, a prequel story to the Vong invasion, which I thought was really neat. And they didn't have to do that to every prequel book, and they didn't, just Rogue Planet, but it would have been neat to see a few more things from the prequel era that tied into the Vong. That's just me. I just love that idea. But anyway, he talks about Zamona Sakat and what's going on, and what, you know, he was there to investigate the far outsiders. They captured him, kidnapped him. I believe they killed the other Jedi, but then he kind of went with the Vong and kind of fell in league with them. Now this basically changes Vergere. We really don't know about this till later on. I think it gets put together in like a source book that he kind of gets twisted and kind of turned to the dark side because of the Vong's evil ways. And that makes sense to me. But in this one, we really don't know where he stands. So what's going on with the New Republic? Well, ever since the death of Borsphelia, they had an interim New Republic president, or head of the New Republic kind of take over, but it's just interim. They finally took a vote, and Cal Omas has won, and he's a good one. He's one who is for the Jedi. The other one, yep, he turned out to be for the Vong, and he kind of runs away. Now, they'll end his story later on, but Cal Omas is a good one. Now, he and Luke form sort of an alliance together. The New Republic's going to be more involved with the Jedi and vice versa. In fact, when the new Jedi Council is created, it holds a lot of Republic officers. Now, I don't know how I felt about that. I understand where they're going. Like, now there won't be any hidden, it'll all be transparent between both cabinets. We'll both be on the same page. We'll be working together. I get that. But what would non-Jedi people know about Jedi matters and the Force? I don't know. Like I said, I see where they're going. I don't really have that big a complaint about it, but I kind of do at the same time. Let me get back to what the New Republic has been up to. Well, the New Republic intelligence has come up with a bioweapon. Finally, remember in the past we've heard that they've been trying to get a bioweapon. Well, now they finally have discovered one, and they want to use it against the Vong. Remember, they're out for blood. They want to win this war, get rid of the Vong once and for all, take back Coruscant, take back the galaxy, and this is their chance. Now, the whole time I read that thing, and everyone's like, yeah, we finally have something to fight the Vong with. I went, Kip's been saying this the whole time and y'all haven't been listening to him. But don't worry, this biochemical agent will be nullified because Vergere is going to drop his tears in there and kind of, dissolve the agent that creates this biochemical whatever against the Vong. Well, then he flees. You're like, oh no, he's a traitor. He steals an A-wing and flies away. So we really don't know whose side he is really on. Now you're thinking, oh no, was he a double agent for the Vong? Is he truly with the Vong even though he escaped and was saying, he used to be a Jedi, told us all this good stuff? Is it true now? Everyone's kind of questioning his backstory. But the Republic decides to move forward and go up against the Vong in one of the big battles in the war, the Battle of Ebaq 9. Now in Ebaq 9, they get the advice from an old retired Admiral Ackbar. Boy, is he old. He's talked about how his skin's kind of gray and flaky. I can't remember, but they make him sound old, and he is ancient. And I think he's getting pulled up in a water tank too. Like he can't really breathe surface air anymore. He's so old. And so he kind of gives some advice. He kind of helps out. Now he's been they never really talked about Ackbar. We heard he was alive. We heard he'd been retired. He was older, and they never really utilized him. So I guess Walter John Williams decided, hey, let me just roll out Ackbar and just kind of use him here. And so they use him for that purpose, and he kind of helps them strategize in this war. It's the last battle that Ackbar will actually help strategize with the New Republic. I should also mention at this point, before I forget, Walter John Williams was someone else who wanted to use Lyric and make her a Jedi in this adventure. And of course, Troy Denning killing her off in Star by Star was like, curse, I can't get her. But he had her planned to be kind of a key role in this book, which would have been sad because, well, it would have been great because I would have loved to have seen what she was like older, but unfortunately we never got to see that. Now during this battle a lot happens and it all goes bad for the Vong. First off, Vergere comes out of nowhere with his A-wing, kamikazes into a Vong ship, kind of sacrificing himself to help the New Republic, and they're like, oh, so I guess he was a good guy after all. Jaina takes on Savong Law and kills him. Kills this commander. This guy that we've seen almost since the very beginning. He's been one of the main villains, and now the Darth Vader of the Vong fleet is now destroyed by Jaina. Remember the twins. And this is all really backfiring against the Vong. Well, Overlord Shimra is furious by this loss. This is an embarrassing loss by him. And he's out to get Nomanar by the throat, is what I mean. Well, Nomanar knows he's in trouble, so he takes off. He bolts, man. He's like, uh-oh, I'm out of here. Because he did not do his homework. He thought they had an easy victory. He underestimated the New Republic and the Jedi once again. That's another failure chalked up to Nomanar, who really hasn't had a stellar record so far. So he flees into the Coruscant underworld, and we'll find out more about his story later on. At the end of the book, they change the name of the New Republic. It's time for a new beginning here. After this victory, it's time to change our name. And they decide to call themselves the Galactic Federation of Free Alliances. Basically, it's just supposed to mimic the galaxy far, far away. Galactic Federation of Free Alliances. I thought that was really cheesy. At first, I didn't understand it, but then I realized, oh, galaxy far, far away. That's what they're going for. Ah, ha, ha, ha. It's an awful, it's a forced name. It's way too much. Later on, they would just call them the Galactic Alliance, and that's what they would be going forward. It'd be called the Galactic Alliance, and meaning they're open for everyone now. Now the Empire, maybe it breaks down the walls for the Empire to kind of join and everything, and it eventually will. But the Galactic Alliance is now formed. It's a brand new day. Now, if you think about it, before they were the New Republic, they were also something else in the Marvel comic book that was really silly. And I told you in issue, Star Wars issue 108, Han talks about why they changed it. It was too long a name. They decided to shorten it to this. So here, once again, the Republic makes a great, when they're changing their names, when the rebels change their names, it's always bad when it comes out the first time. The Galactic Federation of Free Alliances. Let's just call it the Galactic Alliance. Come on, let's get out of here. So later on it does change as well. It doesn't stay very long. But anyway, I guess an idea that's kind of, I don't know, it's a little too corny. Maybe it doesn't belong in the New Jedi Order. But either way, they eventually fix it. Now, I should also mention that in this book, this is where Jaina is kind of declared the Sword of the Jedi. This is where she gets her title. She is the one who's going to lead the Jedi through war. Her sword will lead the way, blaze the way. She is the offensive the Jedi who goes on the offense, you know, for the whole Jedi collective. And basically all the kids are knighted. And you're thinking, wait, they were knighted at the end of Young Jedi Knights. Now this is kind of really disappointing for me, because for someone like Walter John Williams, who should have done his homework, I guess no one realized what had happened at the end of Young Jedi Knights, that Luke had already knighted them. Now that may have been a graduation ceremony, and now it's just a, you know, pomp and show. After a big victory, you do something like that. You hand out medals when you destroy the Death Star, even though the Empire is all out there. You know, Darth Vader's okay, the Emperor's okay. You just got a big victory against the Death Star. They start celebrating. You think it's the end of the whole, I mean, it's supposed to be the end, I guess, of the movie, but they're passing out medals to everyone except for Chewie, because, you know, who likes Chewie, I guess. Not even the New Jedi Order, they killed him off. But maybe that's what explains why the kids are reunited again. It doesn't even say they're reunited, they're just now official Jedi Knights. They've been apprentices to all these people, and now they get to be their knights again. Well, yeah, look, he kind of did that on Yavin 4 a long time ago. But again, if it's a pomp and show ceremony, I get that. It really wasn't supposed to be, but you could consider it as that. And again, I hate that they missed that. I hate that no one realized what had happened at the end of Young Jedi Knights, because a lot of people have not used them as knights. They've just said, hey, they're still learning in the Force. They're still apprenticing under Mara, under Sabatine. They're still apprenticing here and there. And then later on they become knights. Well, it's too late. Young Jedi Knights already did that. I guess just no one realized how it ended. So missed opportunity there for the New Jedi Order. There's not too many missed opportunities, but this was one they kind of missed that connection. It would have been great to have that connection. All right, folks, that's all I have for you today. See you next time with another video.